Welcome on into the North Shores Event Finder Stadium, where the 12 rounds of ANZ Premiership netball of the regular season has just wrapped up, and we have just witnessed our third extra time match. The Mystics have been in two of them. Dean Wilson, the Mystics, they got one over the Tactix. It was a must win for the Tactix by 12. They didn't quite get there, but boy, they pushed them.
Oh, look, they really fought, didn't they, the Tactix? And you really have seen the improvement in the second half of the season. In fact, the last third of the season for the Tactix. Thought Tapaya Selby-Rickett, she really stood up. But you got to give it to the Mystics. They knew what they had to do. They've got really high standards, and yet again, they put it out on court.
And they've got leaders down the defensive end, Suli Fitzpatrick, Phoenix Karaka. But let's talk about Karaka. She finished with the MVP performance. Picked up a lot of ball today and a lot of clean ball, which is what we always like from defenders.
Well, we talk about how effortless it looks at times for Phoenix Karaka. You know, she doesn't get caught on one foot. She seems to be able to come through for the intercept, land balance, pick it up for her side. She's really, you know, has such a massive impact on attack. You see there from the centre pass, biffing the ball into Grace Weke. She's that complete player. She must have her bags almost packed for that Silver Fern playing to South Africa. She's certainly on, I think, everybody's selection when it comes to form and what she can do from a leadership perspective.
Yeah, and we talked about the matchup that she was going to have before the match on Tapaya Selby-Rickett. And Tapaya Selby-Rickett, for us, she was probably one of the standouts in this Tactix side. You know, she's a playmaker on attack. We saw her shot chart during the match. She's got a good range on her and put up some good ball with good stats tonight.
I really like the fact that Dame Noeline was in the crowd and she stood up to that pressure and she could see what Tapaya Selby-Rickett can do. Obviously, Bailey Mears, she is not available for the Silver Ferns. You'd have to say TP also must be one of those players, and she too has really stepped it up in this last third. And I think that's come a little bit from that connection that she's found over time with Alia Dunn.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the full-time stats, they were interesting. Tapaya Selby-Rickett put up the same amount of goals as Alia Dunn, her counterpart, but Mystics had quite a few more attempts at goal than the Tactix, 13. Their goal percentage in favour of the Tactix, so great stats from Dunn and Tapaya Selby-Rickett. Gains in favour to the Tactix too, so it was pretty close when you look at it. What do you make of the individual shooting stats?
Well, what I liked actually was the fact that Dunn and Selby-Rickett did share that load, and it really made the defenders for the Mystics have to think, who do you cover? Filtafui, okay, her percentage wasn't high. She would like that to be higher, but she again played that really third feeder role. But I would like to see, just to up those stats a little bit, because if she gets a pressure shot in that grand final, she's got to have confidence to be able to take it.
Well, these are the results of the round. Of course, the Mystics, they had two games. They only needed to win one of them, but they booked their ticket in the grand final when they beat the Stars yesterday afternoon. They've backed it up here tonight. A good win over the Tactix. And of course the Steel, they were so close to getting their first win. They went throughout the whole season winless, but they got within one of the Magic.